Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, HaKakwadash. Yahweh being the name of Heavenly Father, meaning He is, He exists. Ba'in, Ha-The, Sham name, Yahweh Shai being the name of the only begotten Son, meaning He delivers, He saves, or HaKakwadash, Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great most, and all well. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and Abba Ball. All right, back at it when the list of the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Lord willing, this video was edifying. And I want to touch on this topic, mind your business, okay? Mind your business. Don't interfere with the Lord's judgment. All right, sometimes you have to know when to fall back, man, and let Yahweh Shemel Shai's judgment play out. Because, if you find yourself meddling with many matters, man, you can get caught up in the judgment too, okay? Sometimes you have to learn to just mind your business and watch from a distance, man. All right. I remember when I was younger, and my mother, when she used to discipline us, if she was disciplining one of my siblings and I would try to hop in, she would turn around and then whoop my ass next. I remember vividly one time my mom was disciplining one of my siblings, and I was like, telling her, stop. This is when Jake was in the world, so I didn't understand judgment, but, I'm like, stop. My siblings crying and shit. And then my mom turned around, boot, punched me right in my face, socked me right in my eye, and it felt like my eye went into my fucking skull, But ultimately, that was the will of the Lord. That was the judgment of the Lord, man. Okay? Why? Because I was meddling with many matters. Okay? So sometimes you have to know when to fall back. Of course, in the ministry, we are supposed to be interactive. We are supposed to be involved, but you also have to know that balance, man. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Ecclesiastes 3, starting at verse 1, to everything there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. All right, so there's a time and place for everything, man. Okay, so there's a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Okay, so there's times in this ministry where there's times to embrace and there's times to refrain from embracing. Like when the Lord's judgment is going down. Okay, you got to refrain from embracing. You have to learn to not interfere and meddle with the Lord's judgment unless you want to get caught up in it. Okay. It says a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. The same thing. Sometimes there's time for you to speak up. Okay, and there's sometimes time for you to hold your peace and let the Lord's judgment play out, man. All right, it says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. But that's the point right there. Now I want to get this next precept, Lord willing. This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 12. It says, wherefore my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay, and that's the type of spirit that you have to constantly be in, working out your own salvation, man. Okay, yes, we look after the brethren, we look after the flock, but you also got to look after yourself too, man. Okay, and I'm not trying to say this in a selfish way. I'm saying in a matter of, worrying about your walk. Okay, worrying about what you got to do for Yahweh Shemel Shai more than what another brother got to do or what another brother's going through. Okay, it's important to look after the flock, and to try to help each other out as much as we can. But you got to know when you got to work out your own salvation, man. What did the Lord tell Peter when they were talking about when they talk about John here in John 21, starting at verse 19. Okay, and it says John 21 and 19, this spake he, signifying by what death he should glorify the Most High. Talking about the Apostle Peter. It says, and when he had spoken this, he saith unto him, follow me. See how he's talking to Peter when he said this, right? He's telling Peter to follow him. Then Peter, turning about, seeth the disciple whom Yahweh Shai loved following. Talking about John, okay? It says, which also leaned on his breast at supper and said, Lord, which is he that betrayeth thee? So John is talking about himself, right? He said Peter looked about and seen John following him and Yahushua. And then this is what happens next. Verse 21. Peter, seeing him, saith to Yahushua, Lord, and what shall this man do? So now Peter's like, what's John going to do, Lord? What do Yahushua say to him? Yahushua saith unto him, if I will that he tarry till I come, what is that to thee? Follow thou me. So the Lord's like, look, if I tell John to wait till I come back, what's that got to do with you? Okay, I told you to follow me. All right, so that's the point. I wanted to grab that because, you got to know when, you got to just mind your own business in the faith, man. You got to learn to fall back and know, okay, I got to work out my own salvation in the circumstance, man. And meddle not with many matters, man. Okay, because you don't want to get caught up in, whatever judgment the Lord might have for someone else because you over here don't know how to just fall back sometimes, man. And that's having balance, okay? Because you are supposed to be, involved in the ministry. If brethren need you, you got to be there for the brothers and stuff like that. But at the same time, you got to understand when judgment is proceeding, man. Okay, you got to know when to fall back, man. Okay, and that's perfect balance, man. Let me get another one real quick. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 11 and verse 9. It says, strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in judgment with sinners. Okay? Yeah. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, man. Okay? It says, my son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent, and if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing, man. Okay, right. So meddle not with many matters, man. You got to know when to mind your business, man. Okay? Because sometimes certain things is of the Lord's judgment. You might see something happening to somebody and your flesh might feel bad. Your flesh might want to go and defend them or something like that. But you got to know when, hey, that's the Lord's judgment. Let me mind my business. Let me not meddle in many matters. Lest you get caught up in that judgment too, man. Okay, here it is, this strife that ain't got nothing to do with you, but you want to go ahead and involve yourself in it for what, man? Okay, that's why you got to know when to refrain from embracing. There's a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, man. Okay, thus saith the Lord. Let's get another precept, Lord willing. Let's go to the book of Proverbs 26 and 17. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belonging not to him is like one that taketh the dog by the ears. Okay? Yeah. You see? So what happens when you do something like that? More than likely, your ass going to get bit, man. There was a story one time, I think this happened recently, where there was this one Eve. She seen her friend's man out with another woman, okay, out in public somewhere. And I guess she pulled up on them trying to pop at the mouth. And the bitch got shot and she died, man. Why? Because she was meddling in matters that had nothing to do with her, man. Okay? And really, the dude, as long as that woman that he was dealing with was single, okay, the dude wasn't going off to be dealing with another woman. But the way Babylon teaches our society that, a man is only supposed to have one wife and, man can't have more than one woman. And these women, they take that shit to the furthest extent, man. But at the same time, okay, is it always expedient in every case? Not necessarily, but it's not necessarily going off either, man. Okay, so for that woman to be, meddling in many matters, trying to poke into some business that ain't got shit to do with her, look what happened. Her ass got judged, man. Okay, so you got to know when to mind your business, man, because Yahweh Shemashah has certain things set up through the spirit, man. But if you want to go ahead and be nosy and poke into all these things that don't got shit to do with you, man, okay, you could get caught up in the Lord's judgment. Perfect example, what happened to Josiah, man. Okay, 2 Chronicles 35, starting at verse 20. It says, after all this, when Josiah had prepared the temple, Necho, king of Egypt, came up to fight against Carchemish by Euphrates, and Josiah went out against him. But he sent ambassadors to him, saying, what have I to do with thee, thou king of Judah? So he's like, what do I got to do with you? What are you doing here, pretty much? This ain't got nothing to do with you, right? I come not against thee this day, but against the house wherewith I have war. So he's saying, look, I'm not coming against you this day. I don't got no problems with you, right? I'm coming against, a Carchemish, all right? It says, for the Most High commanded me to make haste, forbear thee from meddling with the Most High, who is with me, that he destroy thee not. Okay, let's get a translation on that, man. Through the Spirit, man. Okay, that's why you can learn from this, man. Scripture say things written aforetime, written for our learning. You know, so you learn from this story right here not to meddle in many matters, man. Okay, and to mind your business. All right, but it was all the will of the Lord, you know. But we still can learn from this, man. 2 Chronicles 35 and 21 in the NLT, it says, but King Necho sent messengers to Josiah with his message saying, what do you want with me, King of Judah? I have no quarrel with you today. I am on my way to fight another nation, and the Most High has told me to hurry. Do not interfere with the Most High who is with me, or he will destroy you, man. Okay? Right, because the Most High told the king of Egypt to go and fight with that other nation. But Josiah wanted to play the hero, and look what happened, man. Verse 22, nevertheless, Josiah would not turn his face from him, but disguised himself that he might fight with him, and hearkened not unto the words of Necho from the mouth of the Most High, and came to fight in the valley of Megiddo. And the archers shot at King Josiah, and the king said to his servants, have me away, for I am sore wounded. Okay? And it says, his servants therefore took him out of that chariot and put him in the second chariot that he had, and they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died and was buried in one of the sepulchres of his father, and all Judah and Jerusalem mourned for Josiah, man. Okay? There it is. So that right there goes to show you what? Mind your business, man. Okay? Work out your own salvation. Sometimes you got to know when to fall back, man. All right? Because you could get caught up in the Lord's judgment trying to play the hero all the damn time, man. You know, sometimes you got to know when to just chill, okay, and fall back. So, Lord, will this video is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Ashai, Bashem Akakadash, the honors to the apostle, elders, great most, never well, peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and a Baba Ball.